Okay, here's my next trick. It's done with some coins and a few cards. I call this trick matrix. Does anybody know what a matrix is?
I got a rough idea.
It means rectangular array. It's a mathematical term. So you must know a little bit about mathematics. Right? Well, here's the idea. I pick up a coin like this, move it over like that, and drop it mentally. And that's it. Oh, let me show you what happened. Let's try that again. Watch. Two hands, little motion like this. I mentally pick that coin up, move it through space, and down there like that. And that's it.
Just like that.
And that's it.
Wow.
Once again, two hands empty. I raise the coin like this with my mind, move it over, drop it.
So cool.
Quite well.
Yeah,
Very well.
undoubtedly.
Now I'd like to present the handling on matrix. Matrix uses 4 coins. 4 regular, well, they can be silver coins. You might want to use some unusual coins. And I start off with a regular deck of cards. When I come out and perform the trick, I drop the coins in the table in a rough square pattern. Then I push off 4 cards. And I slide a card off and I cover this coin up here. I slide a card off here, and when I cover the coin, I pick it up at my fingertips here. I push the card forward, and when I cover this card, I lay the coin forward and drop a card on it, and then I put this card over that coin. And then I continue, but before I continue, I'd like to point out some very critical things. The first interesting thing is that if somebody was to cover a coin with a card like this, they would thumb the card off and actually turn their hand palm down like that as they did it. That would be the natural way to do it. There's the coin. They would just come over and cover it. Well, I can't pick up a coin that I do that way, so I have to modify it so that when I push the card off, I pick up the coin, but I keep these cards face towards the table. This means that when I move that card, I slide the card off, I put my thumb here, and I have to move my hand rather briskly to allow the inertia of the card to keep it here so it falls on top of the coin. So I push the card off, and I have to move quick. Now in picking up the coin, I hit the back of the coin like this and curl my fingers to pick it up. Now there's an interesting point here. I do not pick it up right away. What happens is I first pop the coin up. First of all, notice, however, my fingers are flat on the table. I pop it up, I do not pick it up right away. The card is moved off. When I move my hand to the right, my fingers then pick up the coin. So I pop it up. When my hand starts to move to the right, that's when I grab it. Let me show you why I do that. If I was to push the card off, cover the coin, and pick the coin up, you'll see that motion. Then I'll move to the right. If, however, I pop the coin up, at this point I do not pick the coin up. Instead, I move my thumb over here. Now when I move my hand to the right and pick up the coin at the same time, it's indetectable. So doing those two together very effectively cover the fact that you've picked up a coin. The other difficult part of this trick is when I replace the coin over here. I'll have 2 cards in my hand and it's clipped. The process without the cards is I move my hand towards the other coin, the edge of the clipped coin hits the mat, and I snap it forward. Now what I try and do is I snap that coin forward, I try and touch the other coin to gauge the distance so that when the coins are covered by the card, it covers both coins effectively. If you hit back here, there's a chance that the hidden coin will show. So let's go over the whole routine now, move for move. I've got the 4 cards, I've laid out the coins. I cover this coin naturally, I slide this card off, I pop the coin up, move my thumb over, and move to the right. Now I extend the card, I'm in this position right now. I extend the card, that card covers the coin, I let the coin fall on the mat, put my thumb over here, and again move to the right, allowing the card to fall on those 2 coins, and I cover the final card. Now, I rotate these 2 cards like this. In this process, when I start to rotate this coin, I put my thumb right in the middle of the card. So as I rotate it to square it up, I touch the coin here so that that coin is under the card, right on the edge of the card. This is in preparation for the pickup move. I rotate these cards. Then I reach forward and rotate these 2 cards. As I do, I again put my thumb in the middle of the card here and touch that coin. As this card is rotated, I find the extra coin that I've dropped there, and I move it over beside the other coin like this, so that I've lined up the cards in that manner. So I'm ready to go. Now I open my hands and I make some kind of magical motion indicating that a coin will disappear from here and go up there. Let's go over the pickup move first. In the pickup move, the card is right on the edge of the coin there. To do it, I press down in the middle of the card. You notice when I press down, the edge of the card actually pops up all by itself. So when I press down, the coin underneath also pops up. All I have to do is grab the edge of the card like that, and I pick up both the card and the coin. Now if you start doing this trick with quarters, you can just pick it up, you can just pick the card up like this and let it pop. Halves, however, are a little bit bigger, and you'll notice that if you pick it up like this, the half sticks under. So to solve that problem, I press in the middle, I pick it up, and I snap the card into the mat as I do that, so it hides the silver coin from the audience's view. So let's go back to this position here. I make a motion to move this coin from here to here, show my hands empty, and I reach for both cards at the same time. I press in the middle here, grab the coin, I grab this card in front, and I pick up both cards showing 1 coin has gone over. I discard this one, and I cover those 2 coins. And I go back to this card. I make my magic motion like this, announcing to the audience that I performed the effect. Then I go for both cards at the same time. Both cards are picked up, and now I reveal that another coin has gone over. And I cover up those. I make a magic motion here, and I pick up these 2 cards, revealing that all 4 coins have gone to the corner. Before I go on, I'd like to make a little point here. A lot of magicians go through the motions I've been doing where they do this move to get the coin over there. Then they go through this motion here to get all this ready. Now they're ready to make a coin go from here over to here. And I've seen people do this where they come over and they do the pickup move over here to show 1 coin and show 1 coin there. Then they go back and they do that to create the impression that they've magically made a coin go from here to here. Now it looks very pretty, but it also makes the magician looking like he's doing something. He's taking action. When I perform this, I make a magical motion like this. I mentally pick up the coin and put it over there and open my hands as if I am complete with the trick. I relax my shoulders and I look up at the audience saying, giving the impression that it's done and it's pretty neat. And then I realize that, oh, I haven't shown you what's happened. I go back to the cards and pick them up, and they realize that 1 coin has gone over. The whole goal of this is to disassociate my picking the cards up as having anything to do with the magic. That it greatly enhances the effect. Now I'd like to show you some other issues about Matrix. One of the things I'd like to talk about is how I performed Matrix when I first started doing it. When I came up with the moves for Matrix, I wasn't sure they'd be really effective, especially the pickup move, so I decided to only use it once. Here's how it went. I took 4 cards and I did the initial phase just as I'm doing it now. And then I would turn the cards like this, as I'm doing now. However, I would pick up this card first and actually show the coin like this, and then I'd do a vanish. And when I'd pick up this card, I would load it under like this and replace the card. Then I would come back and do the pickup move over here. And then I would finish the trick. The issue was I didn't know if this pickup move was very good or not, so I only used it once. And I did this version for about 3 or 4 years, and the pickup move always worked well, so I got rid of the vanish and I started using the pickup move. So that was actually how I did it to start off with. Oh, also you might find it fascinating, when I started performing matrix, I used quarters instead of halves. The pickup move is quite a bit easier with quarters. It's quite a bit more difficult with half dollars. So for about, I would say 10 years, I actually used quarters. I just thought you might find that fascinating. Now I'd like to move into some other issues about matrix that you might find fascinating. As I've performed this trick over the years, many people have walked up to me and said, hey, here's another way to do the basic moves. And I'd like to show some of those to you now. One of them is I call it the fan. Instead of doing the pickup move like this, you can fan the cards like this. And with the coins laid out, you come over and press a card under the coin. Then when you come over here, the coin is pressed under this card, so you press down, slide in, pinch these cards, and actually pick up the coin between these two cards. Carry it over and put it over here like this. And that way you're successful at moving one coin over there. There's another way to do the same thing. You can use the what I call the European move. After a matrix was published and came out, many other people started doing matrix, but they did a completely different pickup move. It looked like this. They would hold the cards in this fashion, pull the cards off like this, and when they came over to pick up this coin, the fingers would pick up the coin under the cards like that. So they came over, slid off a card, picking the coin up here. They would carry the coin over here and drop it off, and that's how they got the first coin over there. Now another individual came up with an interesting idea. He used pennies. He was a business person, and he carried a clip like this with him all the time with 4 business cards in it. But he would clip a penny behind the clip. When he'd perform, he'd put the pennies on the table like this, and then he would take this clip off, set it aside, take the first business card off with a penny on it and put it on the upper left-hand corner, and then put the business cards over each penny. Then he didn't bother with any transfer move at all. He would just do the pickup move on all of them, like this. Matrix was done. He put the cards back together, pick up the clip, put the clip on the cards, put it back in his business case, and he was off and running. That's kind of cute. Here's another version I would like to show you. Now I have some white string connecting these two halves. Usually you use a piece of hair that you can't see, and you would put the coins on the mat like this, 4 coins. Then you come out with your 4 cards. In setting up the coins, you would move the coins. Say one would be placed over there. You could place one over here, place one here, and then slide this coin up there like that and slide it under. Because of the thread, it moves the coin up, and you're ready to go into the rest of the matrix. There's another way I came up with to do the basic move, kind of like the European method, and that is I hold the cards like this. My third finger, being under the cards, can pick up a coin like that. So the idea is, I bring the cards over here, I slide one off, then as I come over to cover this card, I pick up the half there, like that, move it over there and just put it down, and then cover it up like that, and I'm ready to go. Those are some variations on the basic moves of Matrix that I thought you might find fascinating.
Now, how many of you would like to learn how to do a trick? Applaud if you like to learn this. Okay. So, I'm going to teach you this trick, but I have to be honest with you. I could be sued by this, by some of the bigger name magicians. I can't even mention their names, but let's just say like David Coppertone kind of guy. Okay? So I got to be really careful. If you enjoy the trick, I will teach all of you, even Johnny here, how it's done, and then you will be happy. Okay? So first of all, we have a little purse. It is a Gucci. Just so you know, it's a Gucci. It took me a long time to match the outfit. And inside the Gucci is 4 $half, okay? David, would you be kind enough to examine the purse, make sure there's no trapdoors, check it really well, check the fastener, make sure, feel it, make sure there's no zippers or anything like that. And try to hurry. The show's over at midnight. Thank you very much. Okay, did you check it out? Does it look okay?
Yeah.
Good, because it's not in the trick. If it was part of the trick, I wouldn't give it to you because it'd be gaffed. You know what I'm saying? All right. So this is a little trick. 1, 2, 3, 4 $half. Watch this close. I'm going to put them out in a little square. Each one does something different. Watch this one. Come here, boy. Roll over. Come on, roll over. See, I got him trained. Huh? Now, not only does he roll over, he does a lot of tricks too. His name is George. George, do you want to do a trick? Yes, I do, Bill. See? Want to see me do it again without you seeing my lips move? Watch. George, do you want to do a trick? Yes, I do, Bill. Okay. Now, keep your eye on the 4 $half. Besides the 4 $half, we're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards. 4 coins, 5. Wait, that's one too many. Let's get rid of this one, and we'll use just 4 playing cards. 4 playing cards, 4 cards. Sir, settle down. It's just a card trick, okay? Rub it up, dub, Ed Marlowe. Let's settle down. All right. Now, watch close. Here's what we're going to do. 4 $half and 4 cards. I'm going to start off by covering each coin one at a time with the card. Watch this close and watch what happens. I'll start on the bottom. We say jump. There he goes. That's 1. Next one. Come on, boy. Jump. And the last one. Yes. Yeah, baby. Thank you. Thank you very much. High five there. Yes. All right. Now, please. Okay. How many of you would like to learn how that's done? Applaud if you'd like to learn it. Okay. Really, it's very easy, okay? But first of all, you have to take the word of oath. Everybody raise your right hand. Everybody. Your other right hand, sir. Thank you. All right. Everyone repeat after me in a loud voice. I promise. On behalf of Bill Malone. Never to say. What other people. Tell me to say. Right. Very good. Very, very good. Now, what you need for the trick are any 4 coins. I use $half. You can use quarters, dimes, nickels. You can use pennies, Dave. It's okay. Okay. And any 4 playing cards. And then what you do is you go out to a Walmart or a Kmart and you get yourself one of these wigs. Put it on a little. Thank you. All right. Now, the next thing you do when nobody's looking, you take and you cover up all the coins just like this. Now is when you cheat, okay? Can everyone see the 2 on the bottom? Watch this as close as you can. Here's what I do. See, you don't see this because you're listening to my voice, but watch this hand. See, what I do when you're not looking, I go over to the card, I turn the coin invisible, and I walk it over to here. See, it's funny when you know. It is, yeah? Not to you, David, but everybody else. It's pretty funny. Okay, another way, you can walk it back, it goes back. Another way is to say jump, the coin will jump. What? Next one's Polish. What? Jumpski. Ooh, wrong way. That's better. Okay. And please remember, I taught you the trick. Don't tell it to anybody else. Thank you. Yes, Bill Malone. Yeah, baby. Okay, thank you very much. Matrix, what a great trick. You know, over the last 15, 20 years, I think there must have been thousands of different routines published, whether it be 4 cards, 3 cards, 2 cards, no cards, 4 coins, 2 coins, English pennies, German coins, guy in a tuxedo, guy in a suit, people wearing shorts, people wearing long sleeves. It's been done by everybody and everyone, but I choose to stick to the basic matrix the same way Al Schneider put it out, and this is a routine I have a lot of fun with. And the reason I do is because the audience just enjoys watching it. Again, I always feel it's not what you do, but it's how you do it. So anyway, here's a matrix. And the second half has a little twist in it that I think you might like. But basically, it's the same way Al Schneider invented it, and it's just a great trick. So you start off, you use 4 coins, you do all the bits you can see on the performance. But the basic thing is the coins are laid out in a square, and you use 4 playing cards. You should give the cards a little bend. This helps during the routine when you cover the coins to make sure that the coins are covered. The first move in Matrix is a steal, and the steal is done like this. That's it. If you can do that, you can do the trick. I'm going to steal this coin in a moment. I'm going to cover up the coins in a square starting down here. So again, I give the cards a little bend, and I spread them out so they're in a spread of 4. I call attention to the first coin. I bring both hands together, and the fingers of my right hand press the top card onto the coin covering the first one. When I get to this one, I'm lifting up the coin, so right now I have it in my fingertips, and the way I did this is just like that, okay? So I come down, I lift up the coin, and I put the card down, stealing that one. It's concealed under the cards. I go over here, I cover this one, and then I leave the coin down here, being careful not to clink. If you use bicycle cards, there's two circles, one here and one here. If you aim this circle at this coin and the other coin is under the other circle, you never have to worry about the coins talking, okay? Now I adjust the cards, and I go on with the trick. I show the bottom two first, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pickup move. I'm going to snap the card, but I'm going to pick the coin up with it, okay? And the way that's done is I push the cards forward until I can feel the edge of the coin at the back edge of the card. My thumb contacts the coin. My index finger presses down on the opposite end, so the coin is tilted up a little bit now. I can pick up and snap the card off my third finger like this, okay? Now both hands do that simultaneously, except the right hand does the pickup, the left hand just picks up a card. So I say watch the two on the bottom, I just say jump, and the coin will jump. To make it jump, I'm doing just the opposite now. The first time I did this, I stole the coin. Now I'm going to leave this coin as this hand steals the other coin. That's the first one. I lay the empty, both hands move at once. I lay the empty card aside as I cover these, being careful not to talk. I now bring my hands, so my right hand shows this coin. If I want, I can show both, okay? I can show 2 and 1, but because right now you want to show 2 and 1, and you do that by stealing this coin, lifting up this card. Normally I just show 1, and I go like this to make it go. I put the empty card down to the other side. I now have a coin here, which I just stole. I put that here at the end, snap them both off, and that's Matrix, okay? Now I go into the funny explanation of Matrix. And this is done kind of tongue-in-cheek. I say, I go to, there's a lot of lines. Make sure you see the performance again. Some of the lines are pretty good, pretty funny. But anyway, I say, so what happens is I cover up each coin, and again, I do the steal, okay? I get to here, and I say, now here's what happens. Watch the two on the bottom. I say, keep your eye on the first coin, and I show it. I say, watch these fingers. I go under the card, turn the coin invisible, and I walk it over to here. See, it's funny when you know, sir. I'll do it again. I'll walk it back, and now I just do the first move of the matrix, making the coin jump across. The only difference is now, instead of laying this down and covering here, I only lay down the single card. My empty hand then picks up this card to show that one. Now I'm reversing hands. I'm covering this one and covering this one. So I say, oops, wrong way. Then I pick up again. Then I switch hands again for the third one and the last one, and that's how it's done.
These are all the tips I get over here at the restaurant. Yeah, but anyway, no, I'm just kidding, really. They like the tricks, they really do. Anyway, with the kings here and the 4 pennies, the object is to get this penny, and this penny to pass over and join this penny. That's the head penny or the leader penny, depending upon your religion. Okay? Now what we do is we cover them up. That's 1, and of course that's 2, and that's 3, and that's 4. Now the object is to make them pass on over. Now the first one to go is going to be this one to join this one. Just a flick and a snap, that's all it takes, and 1 penny passes on over. Let me do it again for you. Just a flick and a snap, and 2 pennies pass on over. Isn't this fun? Now the last one's tough. Well, you get it in the fingertips like this. If you snap your fingers just right, that gives you all 4 over there. Okay? Now logic says I got to be using an extra coin, which is absolutely correct, but it's a little bit bigger than the other penny, as you can see. It's quite a pretty. In fact, I had a kid come in the bar. He says, "Well, if that's the size of the pennies, I hate to see the size of the gum machines." Little kid. Did you see this one? Okay, Terry? Mm-hmm. This one scares the hell out of me too. It really does. Oh my God. This is an explanation for the poor man's matrix. And for this, I use the jumbo penny, which is pretty standard as you can get at your local magic dealer. And I also use the jumbo penny. They make this in several sizes. This one here is the $50 size. They also make the silver dollar size, which is perfectly all right. And then you will also need 4 pennies. Now, in my case, I have 3 newer pennies and 1 that's not. Well, this one is the one that I will use is the leader penny in just a second. First of all, I want to show you where you secure this coin. What you're going to take is the big coin and you place it right back here at your waistband, okay? Just out of sight, all right? Now, you take the other penny and you classic palm that penny in your right hand, just like so. These pennies you bring out of your pocket, or as I do over the bar, I take them out of the register. And you set them out in a square formation in front of you. Now here I placed the odd colored penny over here towards my left, the bottom left-hand corner. You pick up the deck and you take off the 4 top cards, whatever they may be. In this case, we have a couple of aces and a different card. It makes no difference. You take and you crease these cards thusly, like so. Just get a little bow in them like that, okay? Now what we're going to do now is you tell them I'm going to make this penny, and this penny pass over and join this penny. This is the leader penny or the head penny, depending upon your religion or whatever line you want to use. Okay, now as I square up in this position, I'm going to lean over here and get into the position of covering this coin. Now as I do that, I let the penny here fall to the fingertips like this. So that I come underneath like so and add the penny underneath, and I grip a hold of it with my second fingertip of my left hand. All right? So this action and movement is totally covered because it looks exactly like this in action as you start to take the cards off to cover the pennies. So you're here, you take off the bottom card and you place it here. You come over here now and we're going to do 2 things at once. We're going to take the bottom card plus the big penny like this. At the same time, these fingers, the second finger and the second finger, or the thumb, are going to grab a hold of this penny here. So as I come across, I come down on this, and basically I just slide it like this, slide it across. So basically without the cards there, I'm just doing this, okay? But under cover of this is not seen. So once I get to here, I slide off the bottom card, then I set this one here. So the illusion is you've covered all of the pennies, all right? What you've done now is you've got an extra penny over here, and we're going to make this one vanish first. And we use the Dingle Schneider pickup move here. And on the side, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to come over here with my thumb and my finger, pick this up, the card and the coin at the same time. It'll be done with a snap. The same action. When I do this, I come over like this and I say, this is the first penny that's going to pass over and join this penny. So I cover everything up like so, give it a snap, picking it up, bringing my hands together. The left-hand card goes behind, and I feed over the penny like so, dropping this card face up and adding this penny here. Now again, I repeat the same thing. The next one to go, I snap again, doing the pickup move, bringing the cards together, pushing this across, adding it here, and placing this down with the rest of the pennies. Now we come over to this penny here. Now here we can't show it, but what we do is the pickup move, and we feign like we just took it. But we take the card off the table, concealing the big penny at this point. We lay it back on the table, transfer it to the right hand. Now we turn our bodies this way. Our hand now, and the left hand, goes on to the waist level, just like you're putting your hand like this. You grab the big penny. You snap your fingers and you show there's nothing in your hands. You come out, concealing the penny, the big penny like so, in the palm position on the edge of the table. You snap and you show all the pennies have arrived. You scoop up the 2 cards with the 1 card, fan them out like so, bring the hand over and add the penny below it. So the action is basically just this. You're bringing both hands together just like so. It only happens for an instant. So you have it clipped like this behind, and you say, if you were watching closely, I must be using an extra coin. Now you haven't turned this one over, so all suspicion's here. So you say, actually I was. It's a little bit bigger than the other one. So you'd use this one here and put it in the fan position, pick up this one and lay everything into the dead center of the table. Now the cards will cover that big penny. All the tension's here on this one. And you show this one, hand it in front of the spectator as you say, well, if you missed that penny, then this one probably went right past you, and you spread it off and you show this big penny and you let it fall on the table with a big loud bang. So the illusion is everything happens boom, 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 and with the loads, the big loads like this, you kind of get it like a double load in the shot cup for a matrix routine. This routine doesn't last any more than 30 seconds when I do it over the bar, but it has a very fast, high, magical impact on the audience. Give it a try. I know you're going to enjoy this one.
1, 2, 3, 4 $half. The present on a $half is, don't help her, Kennedy, the dancer from South Tahoe. Right? We place the ace of clubs, the queen of ace of diamonds. I keep wanting to say queens, the ace of hearts, and the ace of spades. Watch the first one. It's actually going to roll right across. Don't blink. It actually rolls. There's the first one. Did you see it go?
No.
Let's try it once again. Well, this one's going to actually slide right across, just go. There, 2, 3, and 4. Let's try the last one. The last one's even pretty, just tickle it. It's gone, and it should be right with the other coins, just like that there. Crazy, isn't it? Once again, it's all done with an extra coin. Happens to be a little bigger than the rest, but it's there. I once again have the jumbo $half underneath the close-up pad, leaving it out about 1/4 of an inch. The matrix, of course, is a classic in magic. This is just one variation that I do with it. By laying the 4 $half onto the table, you're going to be using your middle finger and your thumb, eventually picking up the third $half. The first one I do is I show the ace of spades, lay it down over the half, ace of clubs. Now when I pick up the third coin, which is the ace of hearts, I'm going to be picking up the other $half. So when I'm laying this other card down, I'm dragging or taking the extra $half and putting it with the other half and covering it up. So there's a $half here, $half here, 2 under here, nothing there. To show the first $half, I come over with my thumb against the card, and believe it or not, automatically when you flip it, I just pick up the $half with the card, showing the second half appearing underneath the other half. I now come back, lay this card down underneath the 2 $half. Setting up for the finale, I take this ace and I lay it at an angle over the jumbo coin. Coming over here, I repeat the same move with my right hand. I show the ace. Again, you pinch. By stealing the coin, you pinch, showing the third coin to appear with the other 2. When I lay this card down, of course, I'm adding the extra half. That was taken out in the beginning of the trick, so I now place this down to make the steal for the finale. Show this card is now gone with the coin. There's the fourth $half. As I lay the cards down, they're relaxed. They think the trick's over. I come over as I pick up the 4 cards. Coming out with it, without them knowing it, is the jumbo coin. So when you come over, lay this down, you say, oh, by the way, again, as an afterthought, I just come over. It's all done with an extra coin. Happens to be a little larger than the rest.
I consider matrix effect or chink-a-chink effect one of the best tricks in magic, and this is my way to do it. Just we need 4 coins and 4 cards. In this occasion are 4 kings, but you can use any cards, of course. So just we put 1 card over here, the second card over here, the third and the fourth. So watch. And the coin flies. There are 2 coins together, 3 coins together, and the fourth one is always the most difficult one. So I place it in this left hand like this, and watch, it's gone. So we have 4 coins over there. But suddenly the coins are back again underneath each card. That's my matrix. Matrix was created by Ol Schneider, and I like to do it with 4 coins and 4 cards, as was created. And in this routine you need a special gimmick, just 2 coins, stick it together like this, 2 pence, 2p coin in this occasion, and 4 coins and 4 cards, any 4 cards, that doesn't matter. Just you have to keep the gimmick on your left hand, place on top the cards, and you are ready to go. You place the 4 coins on the corners, you show 4 cards in this way, 2 in your right hand and 2 in the left, and you wide the coins, of course, like this. Then you simply take these and you grip with the thumb, you slide the coin and the cards, and you place it here at the right outer corner, here, here, and here. So you are in this position. 3 coins, you are 2 ahead of the audience, 1, 1, and 1. This is a beautiful routine, I think, because you are always ahead of the audience, and the coins are back right away after each moving. For example, the first move you pick up with the direct dingle, Ol Schneider pick-up move, the 2 single coins, like this. I will go over about this move, and then you show, by sliding the coin, like this with your finger, you show most of the faces of the cards, and then when you turn over the hand, you slide back the coins underneath the cards in this way, you snap the cards, and you place them back. So this coin is already back underneath the card, and you have 3 coins here. For the second move, you just pick up this coin. I show you the pick up, direct Dingle or Schneider pick up move. It's like this, just with the thumb and middle finger, and you grip the coin, you bend the card, and then that position you let it go. So you're snapping the card like this and gripping the coin on the corner, on the side of the card, like this. Okay? So in this occasion, you don't pick up this coin, just this single coin. You have 3 coins. You do again the same move, show 2 cards, and you have the coins back underneath the card. For the last move, this is a very beautiful move by Ed Marlowe, I think. You drop the coins on the left hand, and when the back of the card is towards the audience, simply with the right thumb, slide up the coin again. It's very simple to do. I'll do it again like this, and at the same time, like this, between the left hand close, of course, you show the card, you drop the card and the coin on the table, and apparently to the audience you have 4 coins over here. So really you have 3, and like this. All you have to do is to pick up the gimmick like this, place if you have the possibility to lap the gimmick, and you are clean at the end. If you cannot lap the gimmick, you can do this way. If you are standing, just you are in this position, you pick up the gimmick and the 4 cards, then simply you drop the cards on the left hand, take the cards with the right, and keep the gimmick palmed in your left hand and show it.
Well, make sure these are just what they seem to be, a couple of half dollars, nothing hidden in between my fingers or up my sleeves. 1 coin for each quarter. You think there's some chocolate hidden inside there? And we'll place 1 of those into each corner. And now all we're going to need are 2 cards, and it doesn't matter which 2 cards we use. So we'll just take those 2, and perhaps I can have you hold on to the deck for me if you would. So now we have 2 coins, or 2 cards, 4 coins. I'll place these 2 cards right over those 2 just like that. Now all I have to do is take the first coin and just squeeze, and by squeezing and blowing, that coin vanishes. But it doesn't exactly disappear. What it does is it travels invisibly to join the other coin at the upper left corner. Now I'll do it again for you so you'll know exactly what to look for. This time I take the next coin. All I have to do is give it a shake and a toss, and the second coin vanishes. And the second coin travels to the upper left-hand corner, leaving 3 coins in the upper left-hand corner. But now you know what to look for. Now you know where it's going to happen. This is the coin to watch. You know exactly what's going to take place, and I'll even tell you when. At the count of 1, you should be getting ready. At the count of 2, this coin's going to be halfway there. At the count of 3, this coin will arrive right there. So now you know what, you know where, you know when, and here's what it looks like. At the count of 1, you should be getting ready. At the count of 2, it's on its way. At the count of 3, it's already over there. That's 4 coins across. For my version of Matrix, you'll need 5 coins in a deck of cards. Begin with 1 of the coins inside the deck of cards. Cleanly display 2 empty hands and 4 half dollars as you arrange them into a square. Pick up the deck and give it a quick overhand shuffle, freeing the coin to fall into left-hand finger palm. Toss 2 cards onto the table, set the deck down, and pick up a card in each hand. As you cover the upper left coin with the left-hand card, add the finger palm coin underneath. The right hand covers the coin at the lower right corner. With the right hand, take up the other upper right coin into French drop position. Execute the fake take and show that the coin has vanished, and immediately pull back the card to show the 2 coins together. load the concealed coin beneath the card as you call attention to the two visible coins. Recover the two coins carefully, but be careful not to clink them together. The left hand picks up the coin at the lower left corner and takes it into French drop position. However, you won't actually execute a French drop. Instead, you'll perform Michael Skinner's version of Marlowe's Spider Vanish. To do this, the right hand takes the coin in classic palm, while the left hand tenses in a way which arouses suspicion. The right hand makes a magical sort of toss towards the upper left, implying emptiness, after a brief pause gesture with the left hand subtly showing it empty. Lift the card and show 3 coins at the upper left. I like to use a bit of time misdirection here and not rush into the final load. Instead, as openly as possible, show that there are indeed only 3 coins. Then load the extra coin at the lower right as you show the 4th and final coin. Pause as you prepare the final moment of magic. Take a card in each hand, executing the pickup move with the right. With a gesture, show nothing hidden beneath the card in the left hand, and as you snap the cards together, secretly transfer the coin from the right-hand card to the left. Of course, you can now casually flash the underside of the right-hand card as you place the 4th coin at the upper left. For the countdown finish, lift both cards, executing the pickup with the left hand. On 2, execute the pickup with the right hand, and finally, lift the left-hand card to show the arrival of the final coin. There are a variety of ways to clean up this extra coin. If you use a top-it, you can ditch it as you flick the 2 cards against each other. Another way is to transfer the coin to the left hand so the right hand can be shown ultimately clean, or you could just allow it to slide into the right hand as you throw both cards on the table to conclude my version of Matrix.
I have 4 quarters, 2 playing cards, and I need to borrow a handkerchief from one of you. Oh, wonderful. This is to guarantee that we don't have any trapdoors or hidden pockets on the table here.
Okay.
I'll just cover it like so. I'm going to place the quarters out here. And we're going to cover 2 coins. As you can see, I can only cover 2 at a time, you know.
Right.
The other 2 are always exposed, you know. Just for the trick, I'm going to cover these 2. Now watch very, very carefully. I place this fella under here. He travels over here, and believe it or not, he jumps right up through the handkerchief. I'm going to do that once again. Watch very carefully. All the way over like that, you see. And believe it or not, he jumps over. Here's the hard one. Watch. We just do this, you see. And, of course, the 4th one jumps over. 1, 2, 3, 4. The coin assembly is in the repertoire of almost every magician. The coin assembly I'm going to show you will look like very difficult sleight of hand, but you'll find that it's very easy to do. You begin by placing 4 quarters on a handkerchief about 8 to 10 inches apart, and all you need is 2 playing cards. And you explain to your audience that you're going to cover the coins, but you can only cover 2 coins at a time. You can either cover these 2, or these 2, or these 2, or these 2. Now when you cover these 2, you actually reach down and pinch this coin underneath the card. As you say, or I could cover these 2. But for the effect, now you overlap, you say, and place this here, I'm going to cover these 2 cards. What you've actually done is carried this quarter over to here, secretly under the card. And that's all there is. That's the most sleight of hand involved. Now you offer to make the coins assemble. Say, watch the quarter. You go under the handkerchief, you move in this direction, you pick up the card, and you immediately transfer it onto your hand, which has the quarter under it. Let me show you how that goes again. You just do this and cover it with a card. Now you show the first quarter has in fact jumped over. You cover these, and of course you're now setting down another quarter secretly. You pick this up and you run it under. You do the very same thing, and you show now there's another quarter that has arrived. And now for the finish, which is very magical, you clap your hands and say, watch. You pick up this card, you show the coin has vanished, and all 4 coins have assembled.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Un, dos, trois, quatre. That's it. Spanish and French, that's all I know. And just in the thank you. You know the French. Now, actually, there's one coin on this table that's very magical. This has the power to attract all the others to it. So what I'm going to attempt to do is cause each coin, I can do this one at a time, individually or by themselves, John. It's up to you.
How about individually?
Never done it that way, but I'll try. That's one. Watch, we'll go from the right side to the left. That's 2. Wow. And the 4th and final coin, this one goes invisibly. Yeah. Thank you, thank you.
I'm scared.
Quite often when I perform this, people will say to me, they'll say, Dan.
You say what?
People will say, Dan, could you do that one again?
Dan, we did it one again.
Thank you, Scotty. I thought you'd never ask. I would be delighted. Here we go. It's kind of like deja vu. You know who said that, don't you? It's deja vu all over again? Yogi Berra. Yeah. History. Here we go. Trivia. Now that helps at the end. There's 3. And the 4th and final coin is the most challenging. And I have to ask, sir in the back, do you know which one is the most difficult?
The last one's most challenging?
Yes. Do you know why?
No.
It has the furthest to travel. Now watch, I could do this and cheat and slide it under, or I could do this and snap. No. 2 snaps up, and that should leave all 4 right back where they started. Thanks. Thank you. Oh. Let's use the ace of spade. 1 card, 4 coins. Duh. All right. Watch this. A shadow over this $50 to there. For real. It will join this coin. I didn't say it was going to be good. You enjoyed it? I'll do it again. All right. And the 4th and final coin, I know that's the easy one. Watch, if I just give it a squeeze, that should leave all 4 right back where they're started. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you very much. So let's go into the first matrix. And what's nice about the matrix routine, there's no extra coins, there's no shells, it's 4 coins. What you see is what you get. Now, it's fairly important where you place the cards. The reason being, your right hand, as it goes it's going to get the diagonal corners with the second finger and thumb. you want to make sure that the coin is right in the heel slide position. So basically, you're just sliding the coin with the hand very freely. This is an idea of Tim Starr's, and I've incorporated a couple different moves in with the routine, so let's go. The right hand moves forward to cover this coin in the upper right corner, but at the same time, the left hand takes the card next to the one on the right, and apparently you're covering the coin in the lower right corner, but you still have the coin in heel slide. You go through, same scenario, but you don't load anything yet. You just pause. The coin is still in the right hand heel slide position. You relax, and as you come forward to bring this card back, you leave the coin in this position, and as the left hand reaches to turn this coin over, the card is now covering the coin that was in the right hand heel slide. Just simply pick up the coin and card. And as you pivot these two cards, you can show this one, but obviously you don't want to lift this, there's nothing there. I try to make sure that the half dollars are at the edge of the cards. This makes it a lot faster for pickup. You don't have to fumble around to find where the coin is. So there's the first. Place the coin and card down together. This next move is a very, very pretty transfer of the coin from the right hand to the left hand. It's a move of Derek Dingle's. And I believe he used this in the Four Coins and Accountant. You just pivot the hands, palm up, and as you do, release the coin. Place it down, invisibly take the fourth. And that leaves all four coins right over here. It's a very, very pretty matrix routine. And now you're going to take it a step further, you do it again. And this time I do the bit for timing. You're going to steal this coin with the back of your left hand. But prior to doing that, I'll say to the audience, I say, you quite often want to do this. People will say to me, Dan, could you do that again? And I wait until somebody says, Dan, could you do it again? At that point, I steal the half dollar away and I pause. Thank you, I thought you never asked. So as you move the left hand over to the coin in the upper left corner, you just leave the coin and the card together. And you're really just in about the same scenario as you were earlier. You do the same exact thing. One. Place the coin down. As you place the coin down, you want to make sure it's a little to the right of the other two because, again, you're going to steal this back in just a moment. Three. You're going to do the same move of Derek Dingle's, but instead of keeping it to the card, you're going to let the coin rest in the finger palm position. Now, the fourth coin is the most challenging. Does anyone know why? As I bring this down and cover, my right hand steals this coin back as I place the card on top. You're going to do what I call a reverse retention. As opposed to a retention vanish, you're actually doing the retention as a production as you roll that card over. You're going to do a bluff steal with the right hand. So now what I can do, it wouldn't be very magical, is slide the card and just toss the coin under, but that's not very magical. Or I could just snap. And at this point, you've done a bluff steal, so they really don't know what to think. They've seen you place the coin underneath. They think you may have taken it. It's not there. Now it's not here. It must be back under here. So at this point, you're going to do the reverse matrix. And this is an idea developed by Jim Surprise and I when I was down in Memphis quite a few years back. You pick up the coin and card together. Here. You just rest this on top, and as you pull straight back, the card slides out from between the two cards, and you get a very pretty reverse matrix. Now at this point, you're just going to do a one card. This is a routine of Mr. Yanagita's. And you get some laughs out of this because what happens is you have you say, watch, I can do it again. I'm going to cast a shadow over the half dollar, and the coin's going to magically join this one over here. And I just keep this hand covered, and I just do a hop like this. And it gets a laugh every time. And people kind of look at you like, you got to be kidding. Now we do it again. Well, you enjoyed it so much the first time. Touch, and just take the coin back. And at this point, I classic palm the coin on my right hand as I pick up the coin off the table with my left hand. I'm just going to do a false transfer, almost a French drop is what you're doing, but I'm showing the coin on my right hand. So I'll do this again. And again, you can do the subtlety there. You go over, squeeze, relax. You're going to drop both coins from the right and left hand under the table. This is important. As you reach over to pick this coin, the coin and card up together, you want to make sure that the arm covers this coin here. And at the same time your right hand moves this direction, your left hand moves up, points, and then you got the one card reverse matrix. I'm going to throw in a bonus matrix that I didn't do in performance, but I'd like to share with you here. This is a bare hand matrix, and let me do it for you first so you can see what it looks like. That's one. Do it again. That's two. So we've got one on the left, 3 coins in the right. How many coins in the left hand? Normally they'll say 3, but it's actually 1 and 3. And that leaves all 4 in the right hand. This was an idea shared with me years ago by King Gar of a cap. So you were using bottle caps to do it. You're essentially just doing the thumb kick move. Not a hard move to do, but you're just propelling the coin with your thumb without really a lot of action with your right hand. A lot of people want to do this lift thing, but you just want to really keep your hand as flat as you can on the table as you kick the coin forward. So really, it's all you're doing is using the timing. Hands here. As you move this hand forward here, you're going to kick the coin to the fingertips and just slide it the rest of the way. That's the first. You go from the back to the front. Same exact move. Kick. 1 coin on the left, 3 coins in the right. Get one into the classic palm, which is right now you're going to do the gallop pitch. The gallop pitch is done in an X. So it's a beautiful move. 1 and 3. And here's what's happening. As you toss the 1 coin out, you've got 1 classic palm, 2 loose at the fingertips, and as your left hand apparently picks the coin up to place into the left hand, this is what's happening. You're turning and giving the coin just a little pitch forward as the left hand continues to the left. Now at that same time, your right hand 2 coins toss to make it look as though you've thrown 3 from the right hand. So one more time. That leaves all 4 across.
Well, I could tell you guys like things with kind of a little macabre theme to them. And so I'd like to tell you a little story using some cards and some coins as an illustration. We have 4 coins and 4 cards. The story is very, very simple, and you may have heard something like this before. We're also going to need that pen. 4 teenagers went camping in the woods, and they were never heard from again.
Yeah.
The teens decided to play some cards. Each of the teens had their own tent. Now, although the teens are intense, they don't expect anything unusual to happen. They set up their tents in a clearing, but little did they know that lurking in the woods nearby was an escaped lunatic from the insane asylum on the hill, and he was carrying with him a very large, sharp knife. He crept into the clearing, and he surveyed the layout of the tents. Creeping nearer to one of them, he saw that Susie was sound asleep. He raised his blade and struck, but she was gone. For Susie had decided to spend the night with Bobby. How fortunate for her. Undaunted, our lunatic crept over to the second tent, peeked inside the tent flap, and saw that Chris was sound asleep inside. He raised the blade and watched it glimmer in the moonlight, and then struck. But it was too late, for Chris was also with Susie and Bobby. Is Chris a boy or a girl? Does it really matter? Let's just say, what a nice change. Angered, the lunatic crept across. And he, raised his blade and struck the last tent. But all four had gathered together in one place. Of course, that made it a simple matter for him to slash them into lunch meat as their horrified friends looked on in disgust. I love a story with a happy ending. The horror matrix, and I'm going to keep some of these cards out so that we can actually use them in this performance of the matrix. Now, if you're familiar with the matrix, you already know the method behind it. We're only going to need 4 of these. Let's make sure I don't have the double-backed card. You also need 4 ordinary coins. I'm doing the standard Al Schneider matrix, which I was very surprised to learn that Al Schneider invented matrix when he was 17 years old. Now, that fascinates me because this has become a standard, a classic of coin magic, invented by a 17-year-old. So we have some younger magicians coming up with some really amazing stuff right now. Who knows what are going to be the classics in the future? And this is a beautiful effect, and I use the original. The original uses no gimmicks whatsoever. But if you do a matrix, maybe one of the quicker ones with a shell or a double coin soldered together or something like that, you can apply this theme that I've got to yours. Here's the moves that I use. Just 4 ordinary cards which are spread out. And as you go to place a card on the first coin, you kick the coin slightly with your middle finger of your right hand, and it goes underneath the knuckles of the left hand. Now, without the cards in place, it simply looks like this. It's very, very simple. And you actually just feel the coin as it arrives under your knuckles. Then, after the coin has been kicked into place and it's under your knuckles, you place a card down where the coin should be and move your left hand along the table. The coin is being dragged underneath the knuckles of that hand over to the next position. And as it touches that coin, I lift up, my left hand lifts off of the coin very slightly. I leave it there and I place this card over those 2 coins. Then this card here and this card here. So that coin has actually been transferred there in a normal action. Now I'm going to turn these cards and give them a little bridge like that. And as I do it, I lift them up so that the spectators see those 2 coins. Then I'm going to turn these cards and bridge them without lifting them up and hopefully without making too much noise over here. Now, as I say that, I talk about the tenths. Then I introduce the Sharpie. And I'm going to be using a standard pickup move. Now, what normally happens during the pickup move is you're going to make this coin here go first to join this coin over here. There's actually 2. So you normally do the pickup move here first, and you show 2 coins. You're hiding 1. And then you do the pickup move over here and leave that coin, and it jumps. Now, this is kind of a nice misdirection. Now, one interesting thing that I read when Al Schneider invented this, he actually didn't do it so quickly. He changed the moment of the magic. His original was more like this. And this is a subtle but very important difference. The original was this. When you pick up these 2, it's just to show the coins. There's no move. You're just showing the coins. Then you place the cards down and you let go of the cards. There's an important difference. You make the coin vanish and you make the coin appear. Apparently the magic happens before you show it. Then you just pick up the cards again to show that it happened. The difference is he has the magic happen and then proves it by picking up the cards. Instead of the flashy visual way, which is this, there's the 2 coins, and now the coin jumps. It's an entirely different premise. It's your preference. I like the mystery. Here's how I achieve it in mine. I don't touch both of the cards at the same time. Instead, I have the marker, I raise the marker, I show the coin, I get in position for the pickup, and the marker takes the focus. I look at it, and as I do the pickup move, and the pickup move is very simple. All I'm doing is pressing on the edge of the coin underneath the card, and it lifts up. It's right at the rear of the card, and I'm able to pick up both the card and the coin. Now, you can pick up both edges of the card and snap the front edge if you like, or you can just pick the card up silently by pressing the coin and picking up the rear edge. Again, it's just a preference. I prepare for the pickup, I show the marker, and I put the marker down where the coin was. I pay no attention to the card. I brush the spot where the coin was, like this, and then I place the marker down and reach across with this hand to show those two coins here. That takes all the heat off of this card. So I have the same kind of feeling where the magic happens, and then I prove that it's there. I leave this card here, and I place this card, which has the coin, on there. So I'm actually transferring them over, so I don't have to do any hand-to-hand transfers. I place this card on these coins, hopefully without making any noise, and I continue to this coin. Slightly different. I tap, I show a little edge of the coin, I recenter it, raise the marker comes down in that spot, I place the marker down, I show that the three coins are together, this card goes face up with the card in the right-hand corner, and I place this card with the coin, so now the fourth coin is already there, and I push all of the coins together underneath. Now there's no coin here, so I can't show it. So that's why I showed this one fully, this one partially, and this one not at all. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to raise the marker up, and I'm going to stab here. I don't really want to stab because I could damage the surface. So even on here when I stab, I just stab lightly. It will leave an impression for a moment, and then that will come out. But I'm really going to stab hard because I want this card to jump, and I want everyone else, if they've been following the little horror story, to jump a little bit too. And you can make it as moody or as fun as you want. So instead of stabbing with the point, I grab the marker so that the bottom of my fist hits the card. So I'm actually pounding the table with my fist instead of hitting it with the marker. So I show it, I grab it, I hit, and everything jumps. Now that causes that coin to vanish, and it reveals those four over here, and then I do the final coda, the line to get out of it, and that is the horror matrix.
Okay, just for a change, I'm going to show you a little coin trick. There we go. I got them. Yeah. Some quarters and a couple of cards. Now watch the quarters. 4 of them. 2 cards. Let me show you the cards. First one is the 7 of hearts. The second one is the 8 of hearts. Now watch the first coin from here. Did you see it go? See, it's not there. It's here. Watch the next one travel from over here to join those 2 under the 9 of hearts. Watch. Fingers open wide, no manipulation. You see, it's not there, it's not there, it's here. Watch the last one go now. It's going to travel all the way over there to join those 3 under the 9 of hearts. Remember, from there to there. Watch. Number 4.
I don't believe this.
Last one, remember, we use an extra coin if ever I found out to do with it. That's the way it works.
Very good.
This is an explanation of basically the Ross Bertram coin assembly at the beginning. As you go into your left pocket to remove 4 quarters, your right hand comes out with any odd coins bigger than the quarters, classic palmed. As you reach for the 2 cards from the top of the deck, the right hand drops the coin to its fingertips, and the 2 cards are placed on top of it. The 4 coins are placed into 4 corners of the mat. And I'm not going to show you the first move of stealing the first coin, but I'll do it without this coin first of all. The left hand turns its card face up and names it. As it's placed face down on top of the card, the right-hand card goes on top of the left-hand card, but the right-hand fingers go underneath the card in order to grab the coin and just slide it back towards you on the mat. Okay, now this is what happens with the right hand. It's on top of the card, the right fingers go and slide it towards you. So watch this. Down, the 2 cards go together, right fingers underneath, pull the card back. The left fingers turn over this card to show this as well, and then both are placed over the corner coin. Now I'll show you that exact same movement, but this time, remember, you have the extra coin underneath the left-hand card. Same actions exactly, but as you turn this card face up, you slide with your fingertips the coin so that it's back at this position, okay? So that's what it looks like. As you turn it face down, you do the same move. Right fingers underneath, steal the coin, and the larger one is added under this card. Come back, show this card, both of them into the upper right corner. The first coin vanished. Now watch it. I'm going to place it in the right hand, but pretend to take it back. People think you've stolen it back into this hand, but in fact you don't. You push it into the right hand classic palm position and just classic palm it there. But make it look as though you stole it back. Now, this time, you say, watch the first coin go. Snap your fingers. You just keep it classic palmed. You say, no, it's not there. It's not here. It's there. Pick up the card, flip it face up. The coin is allowed to fall to the fingertips of the right hand. I'll try to show you that from this side. It's just allowed to fall and placed underneath the card. Just there. The right first finger goes on top and it's gripped between the first two fingers. Watch that. Done like this. That's what it should look like. It's underneath there. Gesture to the second one, it's going to go from there. Now remember, the coin is concealed here to join those two. Watch it. As I now place this card face down on top of there, I'm going to flip it face down. Now it just rolls on top of this coin. It's just as though you're going to place your first finger on and flip the card over. That's all. First finger and flip it over. Now the coin doesn't interfere with that at all. It just lays there, and as you flip it over, the coin is placed underneath. Okay? They are added to the top corner. Watch. The next part. Pretend to slide that coin away as you place your right hand flat down. Now you don't actually do anything. You leave the coin there. Open your fingers wide and press down. Now by pressing down, when you lift your hand up, with any luck, the coin will stick to the first joint, the fleshy part under the base of the first finger. I had trouble doing this myself when I first started, so I used to start at the beginning of the trick, if your hands are not moist enough, by just a slight cough and moistening this fleshy part of the thing. And I found that by the time I get to this move, it makes it easier to do this pickup. Now, watch that again. Pretend to take it. Fingers open wide, no manipulation. It's not there. Now, as you say, it's not here, to show this hand, you allow this to drop to your fingertips, and it is classic palmed in the right hand. Watch that. See? Did you see that go? See, fingers open wide, no manipulation. It's not there. It's not there. So the misdirection is to there as you classic palm it. It's here. Pick up. And again, as in the second coin, it's allowed to just drop underneath the card as you show it. Now I'm going to place this card on top of these three coins. But before I do so, I allow this coin to drop to the table, and it's covered by my right fingertips. It's slid over and immediately come back and relax. Now the coin is taken with it. Okay, so watch that. It's at these fingertips. Say, watch, the next one. It's now under my fingers. Is there. Here's the coin. The last coin will go from there to there. Just let it slide under the fingers, from there to there. Turn this one over on top and place the coin and the card on top of the other three coins. Snap your fingers and say, that was the last one. Did you see it go? Toss this out and say, here's the extra coin in case you think I used one. Turn it over, toss this card with the others. That's the end of the trick.
Now this final trick is called the coin assembly. 4 coins and 2 cards. No matter how we cover the coins, 2 coins are always exposed. However, we have to start somewhere, and it may as well be here. Let's take the first coin. Appears under the card. Now the next coin. We'll see if we can just rub this one away. Well, it's joined the others. Now, one coin remains. Oh, I'd better turn this card down. Now, the last coin passes invisibly. And here's the method. Now, watch for the steal of the first coin. There it is. Now the first coin vanish. The coin falls from the palm behind the card. Watch the fingers. Now this is a sucker move. Add a little pressure and the coin adheres to the hand. Again, watch the fingers. Leave the coin on the table. Now, as an afterthought, we turn the card face down and add the coin. Now for the invisible vanish. And the coin assembly. Now let's take a final look from the front. This is the steal. Add it to the card. The first coin vanish. Note the fingers. Now the sucker move. Watch the fingers. The coin is on the table. As an afterthought, turn the card down. Add the coin. Now for the final vanish of the coin. And the coin assembly. Well, I hope you like these effects.